That makes... I wish we had a microphone on this. We'll have to come back and do something with you sometime, Mark, and do something so you can actually hear the difference. But all of a sudden, the noise of the room, all the atmosphere of the people around us, has just disappeared. And there's just a sort of slight sort of hiss now. So that makes a huge difference, doesn't it, for when you're flying along, and your general tiredness as well, I imagine.
Yeah. The fatigue, all that stuff is pretty much gone when you have a good active noise system.
Yeah. So basically, if you're looking to buy a headset, you want to do what? What's your top tip, so to speak?
Well, the first tip I'd say is to try them all on, find out which one is comfortable.
Yep.
So no matter how well it performs, if it's not comfortable for you, then you're not going to enjoy wearing it.
Yep.
Then see, there is difference in how quiet they are.
Yeah.
Most manufacturers or retailers will have something to generate noise that you can try. So you can active noise reduction.
So try it out, feel the weight, feel the comfort, and then presumably you've got to look at your budget as well, haven't you? Balance it up.
Got to look at your budget,
yeah.
But I wouldn't. You only have one set of ears.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go too inexpensive. If you want to protect your hearing as long as you can.
Mark, we've got to round it up. Thank you very much for joining us. Do stay here just for a second, because I just want to go straight into our next piece now. We actually got a question on our website from George asking us about the Baron, the Beechcraft Baron. And so I was walking around, I didn't think there was one there, and all of a sudden I came across one. Let's see what I thought. Right, we got a question from one of our viewers called George about the Baron, and I said on our website that we didn't actually see one here, and I've just been walking along and found one sitting in front of us. I'm delighted to say that I've got a chance to have a look round it now. So, look, tell me, why the Baron Beechcraft? Why is it a good aircraft?
Well, it's an all-weather airplane, certified no icing, 200 knots, and then the seating, of course. It's a 6-place airplane, single pilot, and now fitted with the G1000. Its safety, reliability is superb. All the airplanes come with pilot training through Flight Safety, which is the #1 commercial trainer.
Right.
And, I mean, you just put all those together, it's just safe, reliable airplane.
How good is it, how easy is it to learn to fly? Because a lot of people, well, what would they be coming up from typically? What sort of aircraft would someone that's moving up to a Baron would be flying?
Well, a Beechcraft Bonanza, of course.
Well, of course. Okay, what's more common? What's the most common sort of thing, type of aircraft?
You know, 172s, 182s, Bonanzas, and then, you know, even Cirruses. I mean, they make the step to the Baron, of course, for the safety, the second engine, and then the all-weather capability. For a U.S. pilot, it's about 10 hours of training. For a European JAR Ops pilot, it'd take you a couple months. It's very simple to learn. Once you're a pilot, to learn the multi-engine part of it is pretty simple. And then to fly the airplane, of course, if you're coming from a Bonanza, it's really easy. We just add a prop lever and another throttle, and you have the same airplane.
Really, though, the speed difference, I mean, what are you cruising along at in Nest?
200 knots.
200 knots. So if you're going from a 172, which, let's face it, struggling to do about 100 knots most of the time, that's going to be quite a difference, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, this airplane flies fine at 100 knots or 200 knots. So until you're comfortable with the speed, you just pull the throttle back and make yourself comfortable.
Well, the one thing I did enjoy about it, we did a feature a long time back with a chap that had a Baron 58, and he was flying it from the back of his house, and he had this fairly small sort of field which he was flying it from, and he would take off by pointing towards this multi-million-pound house, and he would get it off the ground each time somehow. But we flew out in one of these things, and I remember it was absolutely beautiful inside. So if we can I shut this door for a moment and then clamber up into the cockpit? And it's quite a big aircraft, to tell you that straight away. As I get in here, but it is, unlike getting in some of the smaller LSAs, there's plenty of space in here. And in fact, if Rob can actually work his way up, I think you're just about in there. Well done, Rob. Just looking up here inside. One thing I do like about it straight away on this one is just the fact you've got a bit more space. You're not kind of cramped in like some aircraft, are you?
No, I mean, it has the big airplane feel, because you know, we're both pretty wide guys. We can shut this door, and I mean, we don't have to touch shoulders. You have the rest here, so it feels like a bigger airplane with the conventional controls, not a side stick. I mean, it's a big cockpit.
One thing also I notice about this is that dashboard is very high. But can you see well?
Well, on the taxi, of course, it's a little bit different, but when you think about it, once you're in flight, in cruise, the nose will actually be pointed down, and you have very good visibility all around. On the ground, we're sitting kind of tail down, nose up. In flight, level flight, you'll sit more level, and the dash